guys, so in today's video, yes, I'm wearing the same thing as my labor and delivery video, but that's because I don't feel like changing and I have a newborn, so I have to, I can't take too much time to myself. So I'm just going to try and get through this video really quick. Baby girl is sleeping right now, and she has been for the past 40 minutes, I would say. So she's probably gonna wake up soon, so I thought I would get through this video for you guys. So like I said, I am 2 weeks postpartum today. Today is July, what's today? July 21st. We had baby girl July 7th, 2017 at 10:37 in the morning. She was 21.5 inches long and 9 pounds and 10 ounces. First, I guess I'll talk about myself postpartum, and then I'll talk about baby. So for me, I had a C-section, as a lot of you know, and you are incredibly swollen after a C-section, and it took about a week for it to completely go down, although I still have a little bit of swelling in my lower abdomen and my uterus. I am down 30 pounds, and a couple of you were asking for me to do what I did to lose 30 pounds kind of video, but to be completely honest, it was nothing that I did. It was literally just the fluid, and I had almost a 10-pound baby, and then losing the placenta and all of that. It wasn't really anything that I did. It was just what my body did to lose all that fluid and everything like that. So I don't really want to mislead anybody and be like, oh, just eat like this and you'll lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. That's just what my body did, because you're so full of fluid. I had a very big baby. Your placenta's 4 or 5 pounds, and you don't have as much blood in your system and all that stuff. So it was nothing I did. It was just what my body did. So I still have about 15 pounds to go. I will show you my body, postpartum body, at the end of the video. So yeah, I still have about 15 pounds to go. Obviously I'm not swollen anymore from being pregnant. I'm back, my face is normal, my arms are normal, my legs and my feet. The only thing that's different still is my my midsection is still swollen, and not as skinny obviously as it was, but again, it's only been 2 weeks, so I can only imagine what it'll be like after 3 months. So yeah. So I'm still bleeding. That is one thing that the OB said, I'll probably bleed for about 6 weeks. So obviously if you are about to have a baby, invest in some overnight maxi pads, and the thick ones, because you do bleed. I mean, every woman's different. I bled not so much at first, but when I do more activity, it's the heaviest day on my period. Oh, I heard her. That was just a little fuss. It's the heaviest day of your period kind of thing, and you have to change a few times a day. So definitely invest in a heavier pad. In terms of breastfeeding, she is a champ when it comes to breastfeeding. She latches no problem. We even do just the one-handed, I'll just bring her to my boob and she's and on, and she sucks great, and I don't have any issues with milk. I have an abundance of milk because my boobs are just huge, and I can see the milk on her face after, and it does leak, so you do need breast pads. I use the lanolin disposable breast pads because trust me, you're not going to have time to use the non-disposable ones and wash them and everything like that. Just save yourself some time and buy the disposable ones. I think you get 100 or something for 20 bucks or something like that. So just honestly get the disposable ones, because when you have a baby, you barely have time to do anything basically. So I'm wearing those. Breastfeeding is going great. She breastfeeds pretty much unless she's napping, it's every hour, sometimes every half an hour, just to soothe. So she does eat, and she also comfort nurses, which at this point, her being a newborn, it's not a big deal. You're not gonna create any bad habits because she's so new. So yeah, she breastfeeds really, really well. My milk's coming in really well. When I first got home, the doctor gave me Tramadol, which is it has a Tylenol in it, an acetaminophen, sorry, in it, and it's a narcotic. It's a stronger pain medication, and that gave me zero appetite. I had to force myself to eat 2 meals a day, which is not good, because when you're breastfeeding, you should be having 2,000 calories a day. But I was not hungry. Like I felt like almost like I'd be sick if I had more than one meal a day, which was really, really bad. So for that reason, I wanted to go off of that medication. And another reason I wanted to go off that medication is because I looked it up afterwards, and only about 10% of people who are on tramadol are very sensitive to it and have a reaction. I happen to be that 10%, 10 to 15%. So it caused major anxiety. Like to sleep, I would my heart would race like crazy, and I would wake up in a jolt and just be very anxious. I could barely sleep. I had zero appetite, and it caused hallucinations both in the day and at night, which was horrible. I'd be awake, it wasn't a dream, and I would see the baby on the floor. And I was I'd wake up and I'd jump out of bed, which obviously is not good for my scar, and it actually really hurt afterwards. And I was I screamed at Colin, oh my God, she's on the floor. And he woke up in a panic, and then I realized that there was nothing there and she was in her bassinet. And I would just cry because it was so upsetting, because it was so real, and it was just absolutely awful. And I did look it up, and apparently, yeah, 10% of people actually hallucinate on it, because it's a narcotic. It's strong medication. Had I known that it was a narcotic and a strong medication, I would have said no, I'll just have Advil and Tylenol. But they just kind of said, yep, you're going to be on this medication. I probably should have asked about it, but I just had a baby, I was exhausted, and okay, they gave me this. They give it to a lot of women after they have a C-section, so I didn't really think anything of it. So as soon as I had the hallucinations, I looked it up, and because I thought something was wrong with me, I was am I going crazy? What the hell's happening? So I looked up that drug, and sure enough, there's lots of women that would see things like spiders on the wall, and just crazy things, that it causes major anxiety and appetite loss and all these horrible things. So I went off of it right away. It took about 2 days to get fully out of my system. As soon as it was out of my system, I just went to Advil, because Advil also helps with swelling. And I was fine, and no more hallucinations, no more anxiety. I was great. So if you are taking a tramadol, or you are on tramadol and you feel not yourself and very drowsy, and it would also make me not be able to talk in the day, I'd be kind of slurring over my words, and it was just awful. So definitely keep an eye on those signs and symptoms. Obviously it's only about 10% of people are sensitive to it, but if you are noticing that you're on that drug and you feel kind of funny, that would be why. So anyways, that was really difficult. So I got off of that, and I was just on Advil. At this point, I'm completely off Tylenol and Advil. I don't take any pain medication because I feel fine. And a lot of people in my life that I've run into that have had C-sections kind of said to me after a week and a half, they're like, how are you up walking around? And they were I was bedridden for a month, or I was bedridden for this long. And a lot of people ask me how I was able to recover so quickly. And I truly, honestly believe that it had to do with the fact that I was working out up until basically my third trimester, and even my third trimester I was still occasionally going for long walks. I really think that that conditioned my body. Obviously, if you can't work out during pregnancy, don't. You know, lots of women aren't able to due to medical reasons, or high blood pressure, preeclampsia, or all that stuff, but I had a very healthy, easy pregnancy, so I was able to stay active, and I really truly believe that that is what gave me such a quick recovery, because I mean, I'm 2 weeks post surgery, and I feel fine. So I really think that physical activity, if you are able to, do it, because it does condition your body, and I do think that and good nutrition helps you heal faster. So yeah, I'm completely off pain medication. I will say that I did have the baby blues for the first few days, and if you're not sure what the baby blues are, it's basically, it's not postpartum depression, it's just Basically what happens is when you're pregnant, your estrogen and your progesterone are at its absolute peak. And so you're kind of in like a euphoric-y state. And then once you deliver your baby, those hormones plummet. And that change in hormones creates the baby blues. So it's basically like PMSing really bad every day after you have your baby. I was crying every day, not out of like, I wasn't angry, I wasn't like, it was just, I was sad. And it was mostly towards the end of the day. And it's also too because you're freaking exhausted. You just went through 9 to 10 months of pregnancy. So that's hard on your body. Then you went through the hell of labor. And then I went through the, you know, a C-section, which is major surgery. I'm trying to recover from that. Plus you have a newborn baby, you're sleep deprived, and your body's trying to breastfeed or produce enough milk to breastfeed your baby. So no freaking wonder why you have the baby blues. Like, you've got all those hormones, plus you're exhausted, and your body has literally no time to recover. It just doesn't. So I did have the baby blues a little bit, and my camera's like overheating. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta turn it off for a minute just to cool it down. So it was mostly too at the end of the evening when I was really tired, like around dinner time, that I would just cry, and I'd feel so guilty because I thought to myself, you wanted this baby for so long, you have a beautiful baby girl, why are you sad? And that like guilt just kind of took its toll, and I just felt even worse, and that made me even more sad. You're so hormonal, you feel it can be isolating having a new baby. I did have Colin home with me for the first week, but when he went back to work, I found that really hard. So my mom coming over every day really helped. So if you are going through this, it's totally normal, and just surround yourself with people you love, even just to have someone come over and give you lunch and give you a break so you can have a shower. You know, I put my makeup on because it makes me feel good. I'm starting up YouTube again. It makes me feel like my old self. And the last, I'd say by day 10, today's day 14. Yeah, well, maybe by day, 10 to 12, I started feeling so much better, and I'm completely back to normal. No more baby blues or anything like that. They do say that if your baby blues continue past 2 weeks, and your thoughts are a little more intense, like you feel worthless, or you don't want anything to do with your baby, or things like that, if they're a little bit more intense, then you should seek, you know, talk to your doctor, your midwives, and maybe get some medication. I never got to that point. It was just I was sad and tired and exhausted, but I still love my baby, and I did not feel worthless or anything like that. And now after 2 weeks, I feel completely back to normal. I'm my happy self. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. We have a bit of a routine, and it's completely normal. So if you are going through it, it's normal. Like, your body just went through hell, and you don't get a break. So obviously there's no wonder you're going to be a little sad. It's normal. It's okay. You're human. So other than that, yeah, everything has been going well. So breastfeeding's well. I'm down 30 pounds, not on any medication. My appetite's getting better. I have to watch what I eat because I don't want to give her too much gas or upset her stomach. So I'm just staying away from garlic, gassy vegetables. I've reduced the amount of coffee I have. I have cut out dairy. I'm just eating lots of salads and protein, peanut butter, fruits, vegetables, rice, that sort of thing. So I will be doing like kind of fitness videos and nutrition videos and postpartum updates so you guys can see how my body's progressing and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. A lot of people say you get postpartum hair loss. I haven't had that yet. So I don't know, we'll see. My stomach is not back to normal. Obviously it's been 2 weeks since I've had surgery, but it will go down. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. For baby girl, she's 2 weeks old now, and she's up to 10 pounds. So when we left the hospital, she went down to, I think 8:15, and then her first midwife appointment, she was 9.3, and then the week after she was 9, or 2 days after, she had gained like 7 ounces. And now at the last midwife appointment, she's 10 pounds. So she's gaining about an ounce a day, which they said they want babies to gain at least ½ an ounce to 2 ounces a day. So she's gaining an ounce a day. She's pooping and peeing loads. We probably go through 8 to 10 diapers a day easily, and we had a little poop explosion this morning because I had her diaper off and the poo just went boom and all over everything, which was kind of funny. So I had to give her a little bath, and anyways, that probably knocked her out because she doesn't really like her bath. So she cries a little bit, and I think it tires her out, and that's probably why she's sleeping so well now. But yeah, her heart rate is good. She's healthy coloring. She looked identical to me as a baby, and she still does. However, her coloring is all Colin. I am more olive skin toned, where Colin is very fair. Like, he's got like ivory, not ivory, like he will tan in the summer, but he's more like fair to red, and he's got like a dark blonde hair, and he's got light blonde in his mustache part of his beard, and then his beard's like red. So she's not a redhead, but I think she's gonna have like strawberry blonde hair because she's very fair like he is. She has my eye color so far, which is like a darker blue, but I know it will lighten as she gets older, and it's either melanin or melatonin, I can't remember which one, I think it's melanin, increases or something like that, and it changes their eye color. So she is gonna have blue eyes, but just how blue we don't know yet. I think she's gonna have light blue eyes like her daddy. Right across here is all Colin, but she's got my lips. Nose is a little hard to tell. I think it's my nose, my ears, my long legs, Colin's chubbiness, because when he was a baby he was chubby and I wasn't. She's got his toes, but she generally looks like me, but she's starting to become more of a combination, and honestly every day they change. Every day I look at her and I'm like, I see your father. Like, I see Colin, but he still says he doesn't see himself at all. But I think the coloring is making me see more of my husband because she doesn't have my coloring at all. Actually, and two, when she was born, we saw mostly my dad and my brother. So we joke that she's like my side of the family, but with Colin's coloring. But we'll see. As she gets older, she's going to change even more. So she is a combination. She sleeps really well at night, but in the day she fights her naps. If you watch my vlogs, you know. Although today, so far, knock on wood, so good. She's been okay. When she wakes up now, I nurse her, put her right back down. If she cries within 10 minutes, I'll pick her up, nurse her, put her right back down, and usually by the second time, she's out. She's been sleeping for about an hour right now, so that's really good. And yeah, my camera is overheating again, so I need to take a break. But yeah, she's healthy. She is right away went into size 3-month clothing. She could not fit into any newborn, so which I kind of had an instinct that she wouldn't. So she's in 3-month clothing, and it fits her well. So in a couple weeks or a month or two, she'll probably be in 6 months. So I bought her a bunch of 6-month stuff, which I'm going to do a haul on pretty soon. She's in size 1 diapers already. She was only in newborn diapers for maybe a week. So she's in size 1, and she's in 3-month clothing, and she's 2 weeks old, which is crazy. She's a big girl, and yeah, she's just doing really, really well, and she's sleeping. I will go show you her in a minute. I don't want to wake her up, obviously. You'd never wake a sleeping baby, so I'll just show you her, and then I'll show you my belly in a minute. I also wanted to mention that she is not really a fan of swaddling. She doesn't really care for her swing. She cries when I put her down. She wants to be by me the entire time, and the best kind of advice that I can give people is every baby's different. Like, lots of people swear by swaddling. She doesn't like it. She likes to be free and arms out and legs out, and my mom said that was me as a baby, like, hands down. She doesn't care for her swing, so during the day putting her down is a little bit more difficult, but we're getting into more of a routine. And I'm kind of learning what works and what doesn't work. I do find that picking her up and nursing her and putting her right back down, even if I have to do that 3 times, usually by the 2nd or 3rd time it does work, and then she'll stay down, which is good because newborns do need sleep. My midwife did say not to worry if she doesn't want to go down for a nap. Don't force it. Just have maybe quiet time or something like that. She said it's really difficult to get a newborn on a schedule. You really can't at this age, not until they're at least about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Her belly button did fall off. She just has a little bit of like the black blacky brown stuff in her belly button. So my midwife said make sure you bathe her like every night to get that moist. Use baby oil and then clean it out with some soap because there can get bacteria buildup in there. So I have been doing that. She hates her baths and she screams bloody murder, but once she's wrapped up in the towel, then she's all happy. She loves being naked, but she hates being wet and naked or like cold and naked. She just hates that. So it's kind of funny. She just screams her head off when she gets bathed, which again my mom said was me. She does sleep really well, like during the night. Usually I only have to get up twice with her, although last night she fought her sleep all day, was crying all day. I couldn't settle her. She finally knocked herself out from crying at 4 o'clock and slept right through till about 9 o'clock. And I think because of that she was up every hour and a half to 2 hours. So I'm a little tired today, but generally she sleeps really well through the night. So I'm lucky, I'm blessed that way. I will go over products in another video that I think you don't need, and then products that are a lifesaver for us anyways. So yeah, I will have a video on that. I'll show you my belly, not my belly, but my body now. And then I'll show you the baby because she's sleeping, but I'll show you my postpartum body at this point. Oh, just move my chair out of the way. So that is what I've got my maternity leggings on. That's what we're working with at the moment. So I still have some swelling here. All up here is normal, and I can feel, and you can see like my ribs again up here. It's just right here and like here is still swollen, especially right along here. Like my incision is right here. It's like right above your pubic bone, and so there's still fluid all in here. But all in all, I'm pretty much back to normal. It's just the belly is still kind of there. Obviously, that's the belly button is still looking like that. I still have the linea nigra and all my stretch marks and stuff like that, but yeah, that's basically what the belly looks like after you have a C-section. And I'll bring my chair back. But yeah, like I said, some days I think, oh my god, my stomach's never gonna go back to normal. But my Colin's aunt, they came over and she had 2 C-sections, and she's like, trust me, it goes back to normal. Like your stomach will be flat again, and it just takes time, and it's only been 2 weeks. So yeah, everything is good. Everyone's so in love with her. We spoil her like crazy, and motherhood is the most difficult job in the entire world, and some days you're so exhausted, and some days you can't settle your baby and you wonder, am I doing something wrong? But they're newborns, they're getting used to this outside world and all their hormone, or all of their senses and everything like that. So if you're a new mom, hang in there. But it is a beautiful experience. So I'll just show you the baby, and then I will end the video. I can't think of anything else. I don't know, but she's sleeping in my bedroom, so I'll just show you her. There she is. Little princess, and I think she's waking up now. You waking up now? She's on her little tranquilo mat. It just vibrates, and she's got her white noise. Oh, she can wake up now. That's my baby. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.